Hello everyone, welcome to Studio on 7 with me, Cappy, and today we're going to be looking at this little picture over here. This is from my instructor's projects, which I have changed up a bit just to fit into something a little bit more along the lines of South Africa and places that I've been to and seen. This particular image, or similar to this, is from the Mary River in Australia, but I have adapted it by adding mountains into the background instead of the bushline and a far off mountain. Now, what I particularly want to talk about today is people having issues with regards to drawing the big shapes into their piece of work. Now, what I've done here, this is a sketch of that. I've put in the big shapes. Now, I have put in extra lines as well. Essentially, the mountains at the back are one big shape. On this area, there's a flat field that runs across here and is divided with a tree line that runs over there. And then this is the actual field that goes from here all the way back, from the riverside all the way back to below the mountains. Now, if we look at, first of all, our horizon line. The horizon line for me is not up at the top. The horizon line is this line where the mountains begin. Now, if we look at these lines that I've drawn and we look from left to right, from right to left, going across the screen, going that way, you will notice that the lines are almost parallel. And I'm talking about this line here at the back, just where the base of the mountains are, the tree line that I've got split into the middle there, just visible at the back, and then the riverbank up in the front, which is also split into two. The river itself follows a similar line to the horizontal plane of the horizon as well. And here it goes. It starts there, and then slowly we start shifting it towards this side. Those 2 points you can mark out on a canvas. One is slightly lower than the other, and you need to travel down that line to get to the point. Now, in this particular image, and not as in the demonstration, this area is not exactly on the at the place where the project demonstration is. I've moved this over to the right of it, and I've added in an embankment underneath the trees. So in other words, where this copse of trees are sitting, there is some kind of stony bank or sandstone bank underneath this copse of trees. On this side, where we start with the river, further away it is, the narrower it is, coming towards us, I've got a rock bank over here. And if you look at the both sides of the river, those lines are turning together and basically staying parallel with each other and then running out. Now, the trick to getting the colors right and the depth is by varying your color, your warmth and your coolness in these. I've also put a rock bank up in the front here just to add some variation. May change it in this demonstration, but what I wanted to share was getting your drawing right. If you draw something that goes up and comes down like that, you're going to run into a problem. You're now arching up to come down, and this area here then would be completely out. with regards to the horizon line. Stay within those particular parameters. Horizon line, parallel lines from that horizontally. Then you've got what we would term would be a diagonal line. These are diagonals running across, all part of composition of a piece of work, body of work, or piece of work should we say, not a body of work. Where possible, most lines are running horizontally, and in this case running from left, slowly sloping down to the right to meet up with the river. As the river has got closer to us, the mouth is wider, and then we're going to vary the color in order to lift this piece up and push that piece back. Then in terms of the rest of the colors, the mountains, as you can see over here, are a purple blue color, and that will happen in these as well. So the main thing here is getting your drawing right, and once your drawing is correct, and you can do it with any other drawing, look for the important lines in the drawing. Besides just the big shapes, look that your shapes, look and see that the shapes, number one, are in the right place, and number two, are well balanced. And this, I mean, in terms of the balance, I mean something here and something against that side. Is there something opposing each area? The mountains, I've got some rocks here. The trees, they've got their shadow and the dark side of the river there. And then this light side in the front that serves as a counterbalance. Then the lines, as I said before, horizontal, parallel, diagonal lines. These are the important things in terms of getting that right. If your drawing is correct, the rest of your piece can come together. Unless you haven't done a color mixing course, then you may run into a bit of trouble. So in terms of the drawing, look for the big shapes then, as we are taught to do, and as we teach as well as MCIs. Make sure that your areas, big shapes, etc. are in the correct place. Make sure that your lines are not doing angles that are not natural. Look at your drawing, look at your photo reference. If you are not able to draw, and make no mistake, I am not fantastic at drawing. I've just been practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing. I'm still not yet at a point where I'd like to be. Make sure that you get your lines in the correct place. If you have any doubt with regards to it, trace it. Don't be ashamed. Even the great artists used to trace at some stage or other. You can also, with a ruler on your picture, move it across. So if I take that as one of the lines, straight across like that, you work out where you're going to place it on your canvas, put that ruler across there, and use it as a guideline. Don't draw a straight line across it. Just use it as a guideline to rough in that sketch. And then you can work out the bottom one and start moving that across. Then, if you need to, measure up. And this is where the dividers are extremely handy. You can actually take the divider, put it on your original picture, and then measure it out. Or scale it up, scale it down, whatever you want to do, so that you get the correct distances in. I'm going to start working on this piece. I hope that information is valuable and that you give it a try with your next piece of work that you're going to do. From me, Cappy, have a great day. Cheers.